Imagine the journey of a man named Daniel, an ordinary worker in a grey, oppressive city where the constant hum of traffic mingled with the smell of industrial smoke and pent-up despair. And the nights were long, filled with the echo of worries that kept him awake, cold sweat dripping down his forehead as he wrestled with inner demons, a disease that devoured his health, debts that suffocated his family, and a faith that wavered like a weak flame in a gale. Daniel had grown up hearing stories of miracles, but life had hardened him, turning his trust in God into a distant whisper until a crisis pushed him to the breaking point. Diagnosed with a serious condition, fired from his job, and watching his wife weep silently at the kitchen table, the aroma of thin soup reminding him of the scarcity that surrounded them. Inspired by real-life testimonies of people who, like him, faced the abyss and emerged victorious through unshakable confidence, like those who shared how they overcame losses and trials by clinging to the Word. Daniel found an old notebook belonging to his father, a man of faith who had overcome bankruptcy and a terminal illness. It revealed a divine 7-day method for achieving spiritual victory, not through one's own strength, but through total surrender to God, transforming chaos into eternal prosperity that begins in the soul and spreads to everyday life, proving that what seems like defeat is only the prelude to a supernatural triumph. Have you ever felt like the whole world was conspiring against you with spiritual battles that leave you on your knees, exhausted and hopeless, and wondered if there was a way to turn things around in just 7 days, not with human effort, but with a trust in God that moves mountains and brings victory that lasts forever? Imagine emerging from that darkness stronger, with peace that transcends understanding and blessings that flow like a river. What if I told you that this divine method is within your reach right now? Let us immerse ourselves in this journey together, as if we were walking through a dark valley at twilight, the cold air biting our skin, the sound of dry leaves crunching underfoot, echoing like hesitant footsteps toward the unknown, as I tell you the secret Daniel discovered, a method not for those seeking easy shortcuts, but for those willing to surrender completely, feeling the weight of the cross before the glory of the resurrection. Smell the scent of bitter medicine in the air of the dark room where Daniel lay, his heart clenched like a clenched fist, his thoughts swirling in a whirlwind of fear. God, if you exist, why have you forsaken me? And the dilemma tearing at his soul. Continue fighting alone, or risk everything in a trust he barely remembered how to cultivate. On the first day, the method proved simple yet profound. Acknowledge weakness and surrender control. Inspired by Psalm 46:1, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Daniel, with trembling hands opening the dusty Bible, felt a shiver run down his spine as he confessed his helplessness, the scent of ancient pages mingling with the falling tears, creating a puddle of vulnerability on the cold floor. But the tension grew because nothing changed immediately. The pain persisted, the bills arrived, and a doubt whispered like a cold wind. What if this is for nothing? Stay with me, because the second day brings a twist no one expects, a break in the pattern that transforms despair into a spark of hope. The rising sun of the second day filtered through the torn curtains, tinting the room a timid orange. But Daniel felt the air heavy as lead, his inner conflict boiling like a pot on fire. He wanted to escape back to the illusion of self-sufficiency, but the method called him to meditate on the Word, as in Joshua 1:8, "This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but meditate on it day and night." He sat at the table, the smell of weak coffee evoking memories of better days, immersing himself in the divine promises that spoke of victory over invisible enemies. His thoughts danced in chaos. I trust, but what if God fails me like the others? The surprise came subtly, like a whisper on the wind. An inexplicable peace began to infiltrate, calming the panic. At the end of the day, A friend called offering temporary help with the finances, not solving everything, but shining a light in the tunnel. The intensity was rising now, for the third day demanded unceasing prayer, echoing Philippians 4:6. Be anxious for nothing. And Daniel, kneeling on the rough ground, sweat streaming down his back, poured out his soul, feeling the dilemma tighten. Surrender completely or hold the reins. You feel that same struggle now, don't you? That tightrope between faith and fear, questioning whether victory is possible in such a short time. But wait, because the fourth day brings a game-changing twist. A question that will only be answered later. What if praise in the midst of battle is the key that unlocks the impossible? The fourth day dawned with dark clouds, the scent of impending rain looming like a threat, and Daniel, his body aching from the relentless illness, faced the method with a growing inner fire, praising amidst the chaos, inspired by 2 Chronicles 20:21-22, where praise brought victory to Jehoshaphat, and he sang hoarse hymns in the empty kitchen, the notes trembling like leaves in the wind, the desire for relief burning like thirst in the desert. The conflict was now flaring. Inner voices shouted, "Stop this! This is madness!" But the pattern break came like a bolt of lightning. During the praise, a supernatural calm enveloped him. And in the doctor's office later, tests showed unexpected improvement, not a complete cure, but a sign that God was moving. Tension pulsed like a racing heart, leading to the fifth day of ready obedience, as in Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And Daniel, smelling the aroma of fresh bread his wife had baked with their meager resources, acted in faith, helping a neighbor in need despite his own lack, and the turnaround came quickly. A job offer came out of nowhere, not perfect, but a step toward divine prosperity. But the climax approached, with the sixth day testing the limits, and you feel the urgency growing, don't you? That eagerness to know if victory will come, keeping you hooked until the end. On the sixth day, the air seemed charged with electricity, the smell of wet earth after rain evoking renewal, and Daniel, his body stronger but his mind still at war, embraced the method, sharing his faith, as in Romans 10:17, faith comes by hearing, recounting his journey to skeptical friends, the ultimate dilemma tearing at him. Expose himself to ridicule or guard the treasure? Surprise came like a wave. One of them, touched, offered free medical care, speeding his recovery, and the spiritual victory solidified, a confidence that no longer wavered. The seventh day was a day of celebration, echoing 1 Corinthians 15:57. Thanks be to God who gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. And Daniel, walking in the bright sunshine, the wind caressing his face like a blessing, saw his life transformed, health restored, finances flowing, family united in faith, proving that the divine method is not magic, but surrender that attracts God's power. What if I told you that Daniel's journey, inspired by real testimonies of those who overcame illness and loss through unshakable trust, reveals that spiritual victory is not for the elect, but for anyone who surrenders in 7 days, emerging with a prosperity the world cannot give? Do you believe this really happened and can happen to you? Have you ever experienced something similar? This battle that breaks you but rebuilds you? If this touched you, it's because this video needed to reach you, a whispered call to achieve your victory. Comment below about your own day of trust, share it with someone struggling, and subscribe to the channel for more divine methods that transform lives. But only if you have the courage to trust fully.